We are one heart and one mind, and don't you forget it. Because you guys already know that, huh? One in love, life and light. How sweet it is. How good it is to be here today. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us be happy and let us rejoice in it. Knowing that it's all choice and that we can choose at this moment to be happy and to rejoice in it. To release any and everything that acts contrary to happiness and joyfulness. To just be happy that we are here and have the ability to make that change. One in love, one heart and one mind. Well, you know, when I first started this, thought about this title, I had a whole different approach. I wanted to start from the place that from God, that God is all that there is. I just wanted to start there and just talk about God because I love God. Because I know when I talk about God, I'm talking about myself and I'm talking about you and you and you and you. And I love talking about us and our expressions. But as I put together my talk, I was driving up this morning and new ideas started flowing through, and I have here about 10 pages and I have about 20 minutes. And it brought to mind the little boy talking to the pastor at the church he was going to one Sunday morning. The pastor noticed little Alex was staring at the large plaque that hung in the foyer of the church. And the plaque was covered with names, and small flags was mounted on each side of each plaque. The 7-year-old had been staring at the plaque for some time. The pastor walked up and stood beside the boy and quietly said, "Good morning, Alex." "Good morning, Pastor," replied the young man, still focused on the plaque. Pastor McGee, that was his name, and this young boy said, "Pastor McGee, what is this?" And he said, "Well, son, it's a memorial to all the young men and women who died in service." Soberly, they stood together staring at the large plaque. And little Alex's voice was barely audible when he asked, he said, "Which service? The 9:30 or 7:30? 11:30. So I'm not going to do all 10 pages. Rest assured, we won't pass away in this. So I'll be brief. The 5 B's of speaking. You remember that one? Be brief, brother, be brief. So, now, but I want to start this morning with a reading from Scripture. Luke, the 5th chapter, 33rd verse. "And no one pours new wine into old wineskins." No one pours new wine into old wineskin. We know that we're using it as a metaphor, taking it metaphysically, that we don't bring new things into old things. And I was thinking this morning about a conversation that I've had over the last couple of weeks, individuals I've talked to, conversations with myself. It appears that there's a lot of input from the world coming into us. There's a lot of things to think about. And if we take it all in and just keep it in, it can rest a little heavy on our souls. I was thinking about the victims from San Bruno. Remember that, the gas line breaking. And I was thinking about the wars that's taking place around the world, and the poverty and the hunger and things like that, and asking, what can I do? The floods and all the different things that are going on, and I'm treating. And I've talked to other people, and they've talked about the different things that's going on in their lives and the things that they are doing. I had a wonderful conversation here at the church Thursday with a member that has been coming here, and I hadn't gotten to know him. And had a most interesting life that he had lived. And he said he was homeless. It was homeless by choice. It's not because he didn't have the funds, but he was looking for a more different way of living, a more expressive way of living. He wanted to break out of the norm. And I was talking with another lady. I spoke with her at the Wednesday night, and then I followed her on Facebook. And she's a member who's been coming to church here. And she's running now. And she had moved from a place of despair to a place of a positive unfolding. And she was telling me about her job that she had gotten. And she's been running. She's running, and she's running marathons. And I thought, wow, just how great. She posted on Facebook that she was feeling down, and she was falling into the old trap of feeling negative and feeling that the world was doing it to her, falling back into the old paradigm way of thinking. And she didn't know what to do, and she found herself just sinking into that. And she went out and she ran. I think she said she ran 9 miles, and she came back and she was feeling so good. Now, that would make a lot of us feel good. I'm speaking for myself. We run 9 miles, I think we'd call 911 if I... But there's different things that float our boats, you see. And so the idea is to move into that. And we have that choice each and every moment in our lives. But the old paradigms, what happened with the old paradigms? The whole paradigms want to pull us back into the old way of doing things, or pull us back into the old things. Sometimes it appears to give us a new way, but we fall back into the old pattern, the old form. And when you do that, what happens? When you do that, you just get a new version of that old form, just keep showing back up again. And we're in this loop. So I was talking to people about this loop, because I find myself falling into this loop, this loopy thing, and I get into it and it starts rolling, and I think, well, I have to do something. I have to think a new thought. And what I realize is that I'm into separation. I'm really falling into duality. I'm moving into a world-conscious way of thinking. I'm being too human. I'm being too human around here. I need to move into accept my spirit. Actually, go on a trip of about 18 inches, moving from my head to my heart, bringing the two together. And realizing there's only one heart and one mind.